This is the top 10 reasons why online coaches suck at sales. What is up, y'all? Welcome into the Act First show, where we make sales simple for online coaches and high ticket closers. My name's Chad. I'm your host. Let's freaking get it. Now, before we dive into the video, I know we're doing a series right now, 30 days to a higher close rate. It is Labor Day. It is technically a holiday, so I gave Hunter the off day and we're gonna pick back up tomorrow. But let's freaking get into the video. Number one, online coaches suck at sales because they talk way too freaking much. They think that they need to prove themselves. They go on these long monologues and they talk and they talk and they talk and they talk. I have this rule, 80-20. The client should be doing 80% of the talking to your 20% of the talking. If you want to get better at sales, it's not about trying to prove yourself and saying the right things and going on these monologues and these diatribes and trying to sound smart. It's about asking strategic questions that peel back the layer of the onion to figure out why this individual is on the call, what is their pain points, so we can properly provide the solution and be the fastest solution from point A to point B. Number two, it's a spin-off to number one, but it is slightly different. Coaches feel the need to coach too much on the sales call. I have this saying where I say, a sales call is for a sales call. A coaching call is for a coaching call, and we should not be blending the difference, right? If you are doing too much coaching on a sales call, it's another version of trying to prove yourself, trying to prove that you are the one, that you are the smartest. Look, your marketing should have already done that, right? That's the reason they're on the sales call in the first place, because they do think you're smart. They do think you might have a solution. So we don't need to continue to prove ourselves. It comes across as desperate, and the client can actually feel that. Once again, instead, we should be asking strategic questions, identifying the why, eliminating their concerns before they become objections, separating the gap between where they are and where they want to be, and providing the fastest solution from point A to point E. Stop over-coaching on your sales calls. A sales call is to sell, not to coach. Oh, this one's gonna ruffle some freaking feathers. They don't lead by example, meaning the reason you're not selling is because you're not actually doing the thing that you want to coach on. If you're a fitness coach, you're not executing in your fitness. If you're a business coach, you're not executing in your business. Sales is a transfer of belief, meaning if you believe in your cause, if you fully embody your cause, if you're leading by example, if people look up to you and say, yes, I want to have that business, I want to have that body, I want to have that marriage, then guess what? You're going to sell a lot of people if people are viewing you that way. But if you're not acting that way in your life, it is not going to transfer on the sales call. That belief is not going to transfer on the sales call, and therefore you are not going to sell more deals. I hate that I have to say this, but one of the reasons why coaches suck at sales is they're not embodying the thing that they are actually coaching on. Sorry to interrupt this video, but I got something really cool for you guys. Have you ever wondered how much more money you could make if you increase your close rate? Well, I actually created a calculator that will give you that exact answer. Click the link below, literally 30 seconds, and you'll find out how much more money you can make if you increase your close rate. All right, back to the video. Peace. Number four, we've talked about this one a lot, but I can't stress it enough. They don't identify the why of the why. They just get the surface level why. Oh, you want to lose weight? Why do you want to lose weight? Oh, you want more energy? All right, rock on. That's the surface level why. That's not going to give you any leverage. If somebody said, hey, I think the program's too much, and you say, but hey, you told me you want more energy. Guess what? That's not going to sell anybody, right? But if we continue to pull back the layers of the onion, so to speak, and we find out that the real reason they want to have more energy is because their marriage is on the brink of divorce, and they don't spend any time with their wife because they're always perpetually tired, then guess what? Now we have leverage. Now we have this deep intrinsic motivation that if they did say, hey, this program is too much money, we have all the leverage in the world, because what is it? Are you going to spend the money, or are you going to get divorced and spend more money getting divorced? Well, Chad, actually it makes more sense just to do this. Yeah, boom, let's freaking commit. So coaches, number four, the reason why they suck at sales is they never identify the why of the why. Number 5, they never tie down concerns before they become objections. Here's what I mean. In the discovery portion of your sales call, your client is telling you their concerns, and you are not actually addressing those concerns. Therefore, when you pitch the price, they turn up as objections. If you want to reduce the amount of objections that you have, you need to address these concerns before money gets involved. Because once we present the price, right, it's going to be an uphill battle to overcome these concerns. But when price is not involved, right, we could tie down those concerns before they become objections. The things to look out for. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the time for this. Oh, I'm not sure, how much is this? This might be expensive. Oh, you know what? I do struggle with a little bit of fear, a little bit of doubt, a little bit of imposter syndrome, right? All these things, we have to have a listening ear. Once again, not being a talker, but being a listener, not being a freaking yapper. We got to hear out these concerns so we can tie them down. Now, I've made multiple videos on how to actually tie down like the specific word tracks on how to tie down these concerns before they become objections. If you go into my YouTube videos, you'll see a title, or you'll see titles where I say, hey, how to eliminate objections. Watch those videos and you'll learn. Number 6, they don't have a sales presentation. I can't tell you how many compliments I've gotten on the fact that I actually have a visual image, my sales presentation, of what our program is. Look, there is a huge distrust issue in the online coaching space. People are not trusting online coaches. And when you get on a sales call and you say, hey, my program is, $2,000 to $10,000, and they don't actually get to see anything, right? They're going to think, is this a scam? That's the question they're going to ask themselves. But when you have a presentation, you're on Zoom, you share your screen, you take them through the presentation, you show them the different aspects of the program. They get to actually see it. It's tangible. It's something they can touch. It's something they can conceptualize. So when you pitch the price, they're like, oh yeah, it makes sense. I'm going to get boom, boom, boom. I'm going to get this, this, this. I've visually seen this, this, this. Then you are going to increase the amount of closes you get. You must have a sales presentation. The 7th reason why coaches suck at sales is they don't rep and role play. They don't treat sales seriously. Sales is a skill. All right, look, if you're a fitness coach or whatever coach you are, the reason you got good at the skill that you are now coaching is because you had repetition, you had practice. You went into the gym, you did the work, right? You did the practice, you did the reps to get good at the skill. Well, guess what? Same thing is true at sales. If you are not regularly role playing, then guess what? You're gonna suck at sales. All right, but it doesn't have to take up all your time. All right, my motto is 3 reps a day, 5 days a week. So if you do 3 reps a day on whatever it is you're trying to role play and get better at, and you make them very good intentional reps, and you do that 5 times a week, and you do that consistently over your career, you're gonna freaking dominate sales. Number 8, they don't watch their sales calls. Look, I know it's uncomfortable, right? Sometimes I don't like watching myself back. I'm like, I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I sound. But there is so much gold in watching your sales calls back, because when you watch it back, you see it through a different lens. You're like, man, should have asked that question there. Or, damn, I actually did a really good job there. That's something that I should continue to repeat. Watching game film, whether it's your own sales calls, which is very powerful, or other people's sales calls, is gonna make you better at sales. Number 9, they don't know their sales data. This one is huge. So many coaches are not tracking their sales data. How the hell are you gonna know what part of your sales funnel is operating good, but also what part of your sales funnel is operating bad, right? You're just gonna be throwing darts in the dark, right? You're gonna have no idea how to actually fix your business. The data tells you, right? So when you look at your sales funnel, oh man, my show rate's down. Great, all right, let's focus on show rate. My close rate's down. Oh yeah, I noticed that these objections are giving me issues. Great, let's role play these objections, right? It gives you the answers. This way you're not guessing. This way you're not wondering. You just know that's the problem I need to fix. Great, let's fix it. Number 10, they avoid sales because they think it's salesy. Look, sales is the transformation. You're just viewing it the wrong way, right? You're viewing it because of all the Hollywood depiction of sales, right? Wolf of Wall Street, right? It made you think that sales is stingy, you're pulling one over, right? You're ripping somebody off. It's not true. In the coaching space, if your heart is aligned to be a coach and you actually want to change people's lives, the sales call is the very first coaching call. Now, I said, don't coach on your sales calls. That's true, but here's what I mean. In order for somebody to commit, right? In order for somebody to say, I'm gonna commit not only to this program, but to myself, to my goals, right? There's mindset beliefs they have to overcome, right? That's the purpose of the sales call. You're reframing their negative mindset beliefs to positive newfound mindset beliefs, so they commit to the goal that they know they needed to commit to, right? That's the reason they're on the call. They know they need to commit to this thing, but they just haven't been able to themselves. They're looking for your guidance, your help. So if we view the sales call as the very first coaching call, not strategically, not how to do the macros, not how to do whatever it is that you're coaching, but more so on the mindset, right? How do I change their beliefs so they finally commit to this goal so that we can make the transformation? Sales is not salesy. It is, in fact, the beginning of the transformation process. All right, y'all, that is it. That's the 10 reasons why coaches suck at sales. If you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe for more content. Give it a little thumbs up. I don't ask for anything in return. All I ask for is a thumbs up. It helps boost the video in the algorithm. It helps more coaches see this content. All right, y'all, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.